Hello and welcome to Savanac Forest in Wiltshire. I had a few days up here in this county and the weather today is dull, cloudy, boring, no light at all, no mist. Very disappointing. So what I've done is come to my favourite location in those sorts of conditions, which is the Woodland. And this place, I can already tell, is going to be beautiful. Well, here we are in front of two fantastic trees. So what I might try with this one is try and incorporate some of this lovely coloured bark that we've got going on. Beautiful reds and brown colours going on, where the bark's worn away and we've just got sort of inside of the tree, and they've got a nice sweeping curve. I think we can use maybe a leading line to sort of draw your eye into the rest of the tree, add something dark at the bottom left of the frame, just give it a bit of balance. And then if we can get this other tree that's behind me over here into the shot as well, that'll sit on the right hand side and sort of lead you out of the frame, especially with its fallen down branch that it's got going on. Oh, what a place. This is brilliant. So I'm just trying something a bit more abstract. Like I say, we've got these lovely curved lines in this tree branch that's fallen down, and it's got this lovely brown and red colour. And I think what we can do is try and get sort of right down in the tree. Oh, and that's just lovely. We've got that lovely sort of twist in this wood. We've got all this lovely texture that's going on. We've got the tree in the background, and then just in the right hand side of the frame we've got the other tree just balancing it out, giving the image some nice, right and left. You don't want everything on the one side of the image, and your eye just really works up from the bottom of it with those colours and the texture and wonderful. So did that shot work? I quite like it. It's something different. It's quite nice to experiment. I really like just trying a different perspective on things and try and get a slightly different image to what everyone else has got. This tree, I don't think there's too much else we could do with it other than just taking a boring old shot of just this tree, which, given there's no mist and no light, I don't think would be anywhere near as good as some of the other photos like that. So just getting a little bit creative with it, trying to make something out of what you've got. I think it might have worked. I don't know. It's not really for me to judge, is it? I suppose I'll let me know in the comments whether you like it or not. But I've had fun taking it, so that's all that matters to me really at the end of the day. Well, this place is just incredible. About a 5-minute walk down the path from where I last was taking that last shot, and we've got a huge number of oak trees, all ancient, all with character, all with lots of texture. We've got bark going on, we've got some dead ones that are giving us some nice white light colours, a bit of contrast to the scene. I mean, if I just spin you around, it's just fantastic. Well, I think I must be in a bit of an abstract creative type of mood today, because this one has really caught my eye as well. Just walking down the path, and we've got these two really green mossy trees that are bridging over the path. So we've got the nice autumnal leaves still just about clinging on, giving us a nice orange sort of rusty colour to the bottom of the image. And then in the very background, just over here, we've got a really dark sort of bush at the end of the path. And in the camera, that just looks like a dark black hole, especially if we break a few rules, maybe expose it a bit dark, forget the histogram. Maybe we'll just keep the rest of the woodlands in a nice sort of, exposed for that, and we'll not worry too much about that dark hole at the back and leave a bit of mystery in the image. Maybe your eye can just be drawn off wondering what's down there, what's in that dark hole at the end, and you'll never know. Well, you will, because you'll see in the video in a minute when I walk down there. But everyone looking at the image will never know. But I don't know if it'll work, but it'll be fun. Let's give it a try and let's see what happens. Okay, well, this is the composition we've got set up. We've got our two trees on either side, and then we've got the path obviously leading straight down dead centre of the image to that black hole at the end. Going to underexpose it. I'm forgetting about the histogram for a sec. The only thing I'm not too sure about, we've got this log just in the sort of right hand side of the frame here. Not sure if that really works. Could clone it out. I could, I suppose, just go and move it. It's only a fallen down log. Maybe we'll do that. And that's the only thing, just going around the edges of the frame, I don't really like. It's not adding to the composition. It's a little bit of a distraction. In fact, I think I'm going to go move it. It's a bit bigger than I thought. Just out of frame now. Yeah, that works. Still got a green log on the sort of right hand side on the image. Not too bothered by that, to be honest, because it blends in with the rest of it. There's only that log that was brown sort of standing out like a bit of a sore thumb on the right hand side. Didn't really like it. That green one on the right blends into the grass and the foliage we've got going on. Not too worried about that. Focus on the tree on the left, f9, doesn't really matter on this one. Everything's going to be acceptably sharp apart from maybe these leaves just in the very bottom of frame, which I'm not too worried about. If anything, them being out of focus just sort of draws your eye through this leading line of the path further down, which works for me, to be honest. So focus there, 2-second timer, just take any shake out of the camera, take the shot, absolutely wonderful. I think it works. It's another one that's broken all the rules. You're not meant to have black areas in your image, we all know that. You're meant to use the histogram and make sure it's not clipping on either side, and I don't know, I think if you saw what was at the end, which is nothing and just sort of brambles and bushes really, that you wouldn't be so intrigued by this image and it wouldn't have that mystery. Right, well, let's see if I can make it more than 5 minutes down the path without getting the camera back out and taking another shot. Not a bad thing by any means, in fact, it's absolutely fantastic. Oh, I feel like I'm in a set from a film or something. What a magical place. Everything's so green, moss covered the ground, trees perfectly aligned. It's fantastic. Savernake Forest, absolutely wonderful, not a hidden gem because it's fairly well known, but an absolutely wonderful place. Well, I'm just trying to frame up where I shot down one of these cuttings. They've obviously come along and cut out just a single row of trees. There's one of these every sort of 10 metres down the path, and I think they look really sort of dark and mysterious and moody, and almost like they're a film set when you look down them. So I've chosen this one just because there is no mist, which would really enhance it, but at least this one goes into sort of a white, sort of misty haze at the end, which is the best I can do with the conditions I've got, and it does add a little bit of atmosphere compared to some of the others which don't have that. They sort of just carry on or go into black and don't work quite as well. This one's also got a nice tree just sort of arching over where it's obviously been knocked down by one of the machines or something, and I feel like that just adds something to this image rather than just being a straight row of trees. So frame this one up, lovely green, got a circular polarizer on, just taking those greens to the next level really. They were a bit white in the camera without that, and just giving that a little bit of a spin, not full polarization because that does make it too green, too unnatural I feel, but just a little bit is just bringing out some of that colour, really making this shot work. All I've got to decide now is a focal length. I'm wondering if I go back a little bit further and get something more in the sort of 100mm range to sort of compress the scene, or whether I want the length. Currently at 40 mil, something like that. Don't know. We'll take both and see which comes out best. And this woodland is stunning. We're at one of the headline trees here. Do you get headline trees? Headline axe? Headline trees? Sure, why not? And this is the White Road oak. Look at that for an oak tree. Absolutely fantastic. Let's get a composition set up and see what we can do. Well, it's always a challenge working in these conditions, isn't it? But let's face it, in Britain we get them more often than not. So we've just got to make the most of it. And the woodlands, I find, is a very good place to come when they're like this. Doesn't completely alleviate the problem, of course. You know, here we've set up as high as my tripod would go, and we're having to point up quite high to get the top of this tree in the shot. And the sky, you know, white, boring, nothing exciting happening there. It's not really what I'm liking. So what I might do is just pop this off the tripod, try and hold it up as high as I possibly can. We can go with quite a wide aperture because there isn't too much to get in focus. I don't mind the rest of the woodland being out of focus. I just want this tree to be pin sharp or acceptably sharp, either one. So what I might do, pop that off, hold it right up above my head and see if we can get rid of a little bit more of that sky. There's nothing I can really stand on to get any higher. There's no logs or tree stumps or anything, so that's the best we'll have to do. So holding the camera right up as high as I can, screen tilted down, that's cut out a lot of that sky. We're at f5.3, which will be fine. And it's given me a shutter speed of 1/4 of a second, which is a bit longer than I'd like really for handholding. But I think with the image stabilization of this camera, it's really, really good. I think I might get away with that. Just in case, when we get it back home and it's not sharp, I'm going to up the ISO a little bit, try and get one at the sort of standard 60th of a second for hand holding. I'm pretty sure I'll be okay, but I'm happy with that, 40th of a second. I know I've handheld longer shots than that before with this camera. Admittedly, not with holding above my head, but ISO 800, don't really want to go any more than that. I don't think it's needed. Well, this place is absolutely incredible. If you like woodland photography, you absolutely have to come here. It's brilliant. Unfortunately, I only had 4 hours before sunset today, and that's really disappointing because I could spend a week here, still not cover it all. I've walked past so many good compositions that I just haven't had time to take. Such a disappointment. If I'd come a few weeks earlier, in the middle of autumn, I'm sure this place would have been even better. Especially if there had been some mist like we had 2 days ago. This would have been a fantastic, fantastic place to visit. I think I might have to come back. Hopefully got a few good images. Let me know if you think they're any good below. All that's left to say is that Savanac Forest, absolutely beautiful place. Definitely worth a visit. Fantastic. In autumn, any season really, you'll get some fantastic shots here. So all that's left is to say thank you so much for watching. I've just reached a dead end, so that's good. Let's end it there. Maybe subscribe to some other bits. They're a bit different to this one, a bit more landscape photography based. Give it a quick like if you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you soon. The white road oak, which is absolutely stunning. Just look at that for a tree. That, ancient. That wasn't very good, was it? Shall I try that again?